Gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Comrade! Labor right, them a go down, bong. Them a go down, bong. Them a go down. Is that? Margie, him a God picking. No hope their work if you touch Margie. Margie, him a God picking. No hope their work if you touch Margie. We now vote for Labour. Orange we a come out in now. If you love the PNP, who no step out for Marky G. Jamaica just come along with we. People time come, people time come, people time is up.
Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight.
Yeah, I say that we are pledge your allegiance.
Who's gonna run this town tonight?
Yeah, I say that we
We gonna run this town.
Make the trumpets play. Make the trumpets play.
You're a fucking wicked man. And because of blood clot greed, you sit down there for blood clot 8 years and you're full of blood clot crawl. You understand? And and then this is where you do the party.
What was the KCMC's contribution to these funds allocated to restore the theatre, if any? Question 3. If yes, how were those funds approved and disbursed? Question 3A. What is the gross expenditure to date? Question 3B. Provide full details. How were the materials and services procured? Question 3C. Did the procurement guidelines follow the law? Question 3D. When and how were those expenditures approved and paid? Question 3E. Who was the project officer assigned? Question 3F. Have you received the project officer's project brief or report? Question 3G. If yes, please share. Question 3H. If no, what action follows? Question 3I. Did the internal auditor have any information on these transactions? Question 4. How much money was approved to procure carpeting for the water field? Question 4A. Were the funds used to procure the carpet illegally approved and disbursed? Question 4B. Was the performance bond submitted as law demanded? Question 4C. If yes, when and what financial institution provided the bond? Question 4D. Can you say who decided to breach the law and what course of action followed, if any? Question 4E, can you provide an update on the status of said carpet? Question 4F, were funds advanced to lay the said carpet? Question 4G, if yes, how much? In light, questions are closed, in light of the closing statement, in light of the gravity of the allegations regarding possible process violations, I recommend that the state anti-corruption agencies be engaged to determine whether there was any wrongdoing. Those are the setup questions.
The following is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
I am Waven Hines, opposition spokesperson on sports. With the Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Championship and the Grand Slam Track Series fast approaching, concerns have been raised about whether the newly resurfaced track at the National Stadium will regain its World Athletics Class 1 certification or receive a downgraded Class 2 status. I am calling on Independent Spark Limited and the Ministry of Sports to provide full transparency on this matter. Has the contractor produced the necessary World Athletics certification? If not, why? And when will certification be finalized? We also need answers on the procurement process and payments made. Has due diligence been followed to ensure the track meets the highest international standards? and who is ultimately paying for this project. Jamaica is a global powerhouse in track and field. Our athletes deserve world-class facilities that meet international competition standards. Transparency, accountability must be upheld to protect our reputation and ensure our athletes can continue to excel on the world stage. I urge the government to provide immediate clarity on this matter. Our athletes and the Jamaican people deserve nothing less.
Visit our website at pnp.org.jm or check us out on Facebook at Jamaica PNP.
And for young people, we will incentivize our youth to invest in their education by capping their monthly student loan payments at a reasonable percentage of their actual income, so that in times when the borrower, the student or former student, is not working, those payments are deferred and tagged to the back end of their loan without them incurring extra interest or penalties. We will reinvigorate and repurpose HEART to be a major player in a wider project to prepare our workforce for the current and emerging employment opportunities of the 21st century, including by building training partnerships with the private sector. Mr. Speaker, our nation's training capacity must be as relevant and fit for purpose as possible in a rapidly evolving economy that we must build. We will create a series of workforce development training partnerships with the private sector. And the objective is to develop a competitively market-driven approach to training our workforce. This market-driven approach leverages the training capacity of all of the public sector and private tertiary education and training institutions. The objective is to increase the national capacity to deliver a transformational impact to the economy through an upskilled workforce in the shortest possible time. We will welcome the participation of trade unions and employer associations in these partnerships. We need all hands on deck to transition our economy to high value-added goods and services. Mr. Speaker, HEART will support private sector-led investments in training by matching grants of up to 50% of the cost of any employer-identified third-party delivered training program that improves the performance or well-being of the employer's staff. And this approval would be automatic, up to an amount equal to 90% of that employer's and employees' annual contributions to HEART. And if the need is larger, then it can be approved on the basis of some clear, established and transparent priorities. We will provide incentives to encourage employers to establish internship programs that build the needs of their businesses and industry with course offerings of tertiary and skills training institutions. We will utilize school infrastructure, which is often, when outside of school hours, insufficiently used. We'll use school infrastructure to enhance training both to school children and surrounding communities. We will entrench civics education as a core subject in the national curriculum. It has started, we will entrench it, to equip our students for actual and productive citizenship with an understanding of the Constitution, an understanding of their rights, their responsibilities as citizens, and social skills based on wholesome values and attitudes. We will build, Mr. Speaker, we will build the teachings of the Right Excellent Marcus Mosiah Garvey into the school curriculum at all levels on an age-appropriate basis to encourage self-belief, personal responsibility, and self-actualization in our nation's youth. We will establish a National Research and Development Council, bringing all relevant institutions together from within the state, academia, the private sector, trade unions, to develop and monitor and evaluate a national R&D strategy. And we will provide an accelerated write-off for taxes of expenditure on research and development to encourage greater private investment in innovation that ties agriculture to manufacturing, science, technology, and advances the labor force. Mr. Speaker, human capital development is directly linked to citizen security. It is about developing an aware, thoughtful, and thinking society that can access a wide range of opportunities, locally and indeed globally, with not only the skills, but also the values and attitudes that promote national development.
Today I want to talk to you about the importance of getting enumerated. Now, imagine looking around your constituency, your community, and identifying things that you want changed, but you don't have a say in making those changes. If you get registered to vote today or before March 31st, you'll become eligible to vote by May 31st. So I want to implore you to get on the voters list, get registered so that you can have a meaningful say in the changes that are effective in your constituency.
Time come, the date has finally announced. Everybody come vote for Mark Golden. Because for leftists, we have the hand. Because walk around district and
in solidarity with your leader, Comrade Mark. Time come. Time come. Time come for the PNP.
Me I practice my ex. Because I want to make sure say my part don't spoil this election day. Long time them labor right there for gone, you know. Them two one caring, man. Make sure say my mark the ex right there, so. Because I don't want the ballot spoil. See that ex, yeah? For the teacher, them want to get them pay. You see that ex, yeah? And for the people them want dead on hospital bench because they never have no bed. You see that ex, yeah? And for the police them want work overtime and can't get them overtime pay. Yeah, man. See that ex, yeah? And for the big salary what the politician them give themselves, and I can't get little salary to the people them. That ex right now, yeah. For the nurse them. They nurse them. Or if you are working long hours and can't get no pay, if you go off foreign if you try to survive. You see, oh man, that ex, yeah? This is because that time they didn't take the bulldozer and mash up the house them out of Clifton. You see that ex, yeah? And the arrogance and the dictatorship where they try to run the country under. You see one there right there, so I feel all of the disrespect what they want to come give Jamaican. I make sure I say me mark my ex properly. Time come for a change. Time come for a better Jamaica.